This is Shantae.
And this is Letitia, and today our topic is going to be why men and women are judged differently for the same behavior. So, the role of a man and a woman. I feel like men get away with a lot of things that women can't get away with, and vice versa. For instance, I feel like men are able to date multiple women and could be sexually into other women without anyone making it seem like they're doing something that's not right. They're seen as players or whatever the case. If a woman is dating or maybe sexually involved with other men, they're known as whores, hoes, sluts, or whatever the case. And I think this comes from society or the way we was raised. Because me personally, I had times where, I got in trouble just for talking to a boy. And my brother, he had multiple girls that he was talking to, and no one ever said anything to him. And I would get in trouble for this stuff, but I literally was doing nothing. But it's like our environment that we grow up in sometimes make us think that we can't do certain things.
Yeah, I do believe that women should not be treated harshly or talked about or being called names due to the fact that she's pretty much doing what, a man would do. But at the same time, being a woman is basically you should carry yourself a certain way, and that's just falling into having self-respect for yourself, so in that area, that's where I'm at with it.
So and then feeding off of what you just said, I feel like men should be the same way. I think we're taught in a society, in our environments, that men can just get away with things, that he should protect his body too.
Absolutely.
It shouldn't be, okay, well, she's a woman. He should feel the same way, and you should teach your sons to be the same way, not out there hoeing around and sleeping around with this girl and that girl.
Yeah. And I agree with that, because all that matching soul ties is a bunch of STDs out here. It's just a lot of different people's multiple personalities. It's like, y'all, when it comes to having sex and being in a sexual, relationship, y'all are tied in. So if you're dealing with multiple, people, all that, it throws everything off.
Yeah.
So.
And going off the relationship topics with women talking to multiple men and men talking to multiple women, I want to talk about just the behaviors in general, because I feel like women, we see them as more of an emotional creature, so they can get away with crying and acting a certain way. But I feel like when a man feels a way, he's seen as sensitive, weak. And I feel like they should be able to do that stuff too and not be judged or whatever, because they have feelings as well. But that's the behaviors that, we treat men differently. So let's shoot over to the double standard of cheating. When he cheats, he's human. When she cheats, she's a homewrecker. Let's speak on that. So a lot of times it's just seen as the norm for men to cheat and get away with it. And sometimes, half the time, women may take them back because they love them or whatever the case is. But for some reason, it seems like they get more away with the cheating aspect of things. But women, when they're caught cheating, they're a homewrecker. They're the problem. They're a slut. They're a whore. There are a whole lot of things that men are not when they get caught. What do you think about that? Because I feel like a cheater is a cheater, whether it's a man or a woman.
I think for the man, it's just like it's a tough pill to swallow. They're looking at like, damn, their woman was with another man. It makes them feel like, the ego's dropping down low. They feel insecure.
And what do women feel? Women feel the same thing, though. You gotta think.
I mean, yeah, but I just feel as though that it's really difficult.
They can dish it but can't take it.
Yeah.
I mean most things, but they can dish it but can't take it, obviously, yeah. But it cracks me up how I just feel like these men out here, go out and do whatever, and they think there's not going to be any consequences.
Mm-hmm.
And then when somehow their woman is caught cheating, it's like, oh Lord, the end of the world, the end of life. But a woman is supposed to, sit and deal with those things. And we're a little stronger on the inside. And I feel like we can deal with way more things they cannot.
Yeah.
They're stronger on the outside. So they can't really take that kind of pain when it comes to their woman. So I understand that part of it. But it's just the double standards.
Yeah.
The men versus the woman behaviors and how we treat each other based on our sex.
Yeah. I agree with that.
Mm-hmm. Double standards in parenting. The father's the hero, and the mothers are expected to do the things that she's supposed to do. How do you feel about that? Because I feel like a mom can have a kid like literally every day, and because this is why Mother's Day is so important, and that's why people treat Mother's Day the way they do, because mothers are expected to do a lot of things, and it's just expected. I don't hear people saying that his mom is a hero or her mom is a hero, but when that father have his children every weekend and people see him with his kid, oh my God, he's a hero, he's such a good dad. And I'm not saying that he's not a good dad, but I feel like he gets more credit for having his kids. Like that's not something he's supposed to do. But when a mom have her kids and she's doing whatever she's doing, it's just like
well, I mean, double standard. I mean,
Once
I feel
again.
like, being a mom is just ultimately just a natural thing that you do. You're natural into it, of being a mom. I feel like, I've heard like about time they got their kids. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, double standards. I just feel like when you're a parent and a good parent, it definitely shows. It doesn't matter if it's, the man that had the kids or the woman that had the kids, because,
I agree with that.
Yeah.
For the most part. It's just a double standard of the world. Like moms is just expected to do a lot.
Yeah. But when Father's Day comes,
Girl, please,
the dads do complain like,
they just barely getting the
you're not
gift.
giving me a shout out, or you're not treating Father's Day as Mother's Day. So,
Yeah.
I mean, hey, when you really love your kids and you're with your children.
But I'm gonna be honest with you. I feel like fathers
woman.
don't really expect a lot either. I feel like men don't expect as much as mothers do.
They don't. I just feel like men in general, they don't expect a lot. They're
don't.
very simple.
For the
They're
most part.
very simple.
Yeah, they
so
are.
They're not complicated at all.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And that's another reason. They just know that their fathers are not complicated, so they can be on chill mode.
Yeah.
on Father's Day, like, okay.
Yeah. They're
But
not hard. They're not really hard to please.
We love the fathers too. It's just the
So,
double standards that we live
yeah.
in, so we kind of know how the world presents things.
Yeah.
I shoot into the double standards of financial income while in a relationship. I feel like a lot of men, not all, can take women being more financially stable and or making more than them. And it's not all men, because some men are, they're strong in their manhood, so whether their partner make more or less, they're the same person, they're supportive. But I believe that a lot of men can't take that their woman make more than them. And that's the double standard, because obviously if a woman is with a man that makes more than her, there's no problem. But a lot of men can't take the woman make more than them. How do you feel about that?
You do have some men that are very supportive of that, because even though the woman may make a little bit more than them, he may be doing something else to try to build so they can make more.
Right.
So I just feel like, a person knows what goes on in their relationship, and, if either one feels a way that they're making more than them, listen, get on board. so y'all can make more together. So, yeah.
So
it's always a solution.
Some women that can't take a man making less than her either. It just depends on a woman. To me, it's all about the inside.
It's about the individual. You
The
know,
inside of each
I'm
individual.
sorry. It's about the individual.
Yeah, that's
I
true.
feel like that right there is just like you're focusing on the wrong thing. And then especially if you're in a relationship or you're feeling someone or whatever the case may be. I just feel like if you're making more or they're making less, vice versa, build together so y'all can make more than,
And
what
that's what
y'all
it should be
have.
about, building
I think
together.
it's
No
just-
matter who
yeah.
makes what, it should be about building together.
Just focusing on the wrong stuff to me. It's just nonsense. For what?
I agree. So many things that we can worry about or focus on, that shouldn't be one of them.
And some people be by themselves because of that.
So our hot topic today, we're going to speak about Trump. Okay, and the little thing he has going on with Iran and Israel. Okay, so he bombed, 3 of their nuclear sites.
In Iran.
Yeah. So, and now he's like online, basically saying that the fact that he had to come in because neither one of them knew what the F they were doing. I'm gonna let you guys get a listen.
An hour ago, Trump did something on television that no U.S. president has ever done in living memory. I want to set the scene for you here. What Trump has to say is about the war between Israel and Iran and his surprise announcement about a ceasefire between the two countries.
We basically have two countries that have been fighting so long and so hard that they don't know what the fuck they're doing. Do you understand that?
A norm-breaking moment.
They don't know what the F they're doing. Now, I've been here long enough. I had some presidents, and I ain't never, ever seen a president talk like that or carry himself this way. I don't know what in the world. Y'all voted for him.
It's disheartening. Lives are in stake, so everyone needs to literally wake up,
You need to pray.
know what's going on in the world, start praying, be close to their family. Everything that's going on, with this war in Iran and Israel, it's pretty much an eye-opener of what we need to do and start preparing for it, because this right here is serious. And I just feel, you have a lot of people that's just out there living their life like it's never ending. It's time to literally wake up, start doing things that you need to do to prepare, start getting close with your family if you're not. Number one, praying, and praying that, we are protected from this.
Number one, yes.
Because
Pray.
this is a serious situation, and I feel like the President of the United States is playing with people's lives. So it's just start praying, pray up, listen, start focusing on getting prepared for a war. Even though, the president is saying that they're, Iran and Israel supposed to ceasefire, to be honest, I have to stay woke with that. I really don't believe that, It's just time to literally just get on board and just start preparing, start stocking up on food and water and supplies, because literally the president is playing with everyone's lives at this point, and it's a serious matter. So, like I said, whatever you may have going on, men, family, stick together, and listen, start doing what you have to do, because you just never know.
Yes.
You may wake up and not see another day. May God forbid. you know. So it's just time to literally just, you know, get on the ball, stop playing around. My final thought this evening is, if behavior is wrong, it should be wrong no matter who does it.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's acceptable, it should be acceptable for all. Anything less is bias.
And my final thought is, let's keep it real. Double standards are just people's way of protecting their own behavior and criticizing yours. If you can't take it, don't dish it. What's fair is fair, no exceptions, no passes. Thank you guys so much for constantly or consistently watching the show. Please come back every week.
Yeah, and thank you for all the love and support.
Yes, we appreciate
we've been
it.
getting lots of messages and
Mm-hmm.
you know,
A
giving
lot
us
of love.
shout outs.
Mhm.
Yeah, we truly, truly appreciate all the feedback.
Mm-hmm.
Keep giving us feedback.
Yes.
We want that.
And
So,
also, if you guys would like to hear about any topic, please email us at
Yeah.
browninthecity@gmail.com and let us know so we can talk about it.
absolutely.
And also, when you get a chance, go follow us on our Instagram page, Brown in the City Podcast.
And follow our YouTube channel, Brown in the City.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Have a good night.